though you might be a liar and a cheat too. I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, no, no.
Hey everybody, Michael here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Before the stream starts off, I just wanted to tell you guys, I got myself a new background for my computer, and it's off of those new pictures that came out of the nebulas and stuff from the new telescope. This is my new background, and I absolutely love it. They're not paying me to say anything about it, but so far these new pictures, they're free online. My gosh, they look amazing on a monitor. Alright, I just wanted to get that out of the way because for some reason it just looks so nice and looks like such high quality. I don't know if you guys can appreciate this as much as I can, but this new background on my computer, it's going to be on here for a while. You guys can only see like half of it actually because My monitor is it's on my widescreen monitor. So basically, what you guys are seeing over here on the right hand side of the screen, the purple little dot that's kind of halfway cut off. That's like not even halfway across my monitor. So you guys only seen a small part of it, but it really does look beautiful. All right, everybody, let me get out of this one. Let's go back in the end game here. Let me make some moves around here. Michael, if you're listening to this, Michael, I can't pronounce your name, Hafizia. I left you a message on Twitter. Okay, there we go. Thank you for letting him know. If he reaches out to me, whether it's on Twitter or something like that, I'm on Twitter. He can message me on Twitter. You can also tweet him there as well. I know exactly what he has to do. I have had a number of crypto friends in the market have the same issue, and there is a way to get out of it, but it's better to start the process now rather than waiting a couple days, because then things get a bit more tricky. And I have contacts on YouTube now that can kind of help me with this type of scenario. So reach out to him and have him message me on Discord or email if he wants to go to my page. I can just send it, like shoot him my Telegram, and we can talk from there. But yeah, I'm always happy to help another crypto creator because I know the stress that goes on in the middle of a stream when you get cut off. Let's hope that doesn't happen to me today, of course, because that would be catastrophic. So yeah. But okay, hi Bideford. I hope you guys are all doing okay. Downloaded and tried my computer and phone. Yeah, they are amazing pictures, guys. Again, if you guys are just joining the stream, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff today. I guarantee it. There's a lot to talk about. Some more optimistic than you guys may think. But there's these new pictures that came out of the telescope yesterday. You guys might have seen on Twitter how long it took them to be shown. But just one more chance, guys. Here, my new background. This is awesome. I love this. But okay, let's get back to the task at hand. Let's go back to Bitcoin talk. Let me just make sure all my YouTube stuff is here. There we go. All right. So, as a lot of you guys know, we have the CPI data coming out tomorrow, and that is going to be massive. I think that's the only reason Bitcoin hasn't just flat out crashed right now after the breakdown. We kind of knew Bitcoin was going to be breaking down mostly because Ethereum broke down a whole day beforehand. As we talked about this quite a bit. That CPI data number is either going to make or break Bitcoin. If it is less than expectations, we have an actual chance to have a big boom out of nowhere. Not as likely, but at least we have an opportunity there. If it is higher than expectations, like very bad, like a 9-10% inflation rate, Bitcoin's probably going down to 17,000 at least, maybe even as far as $16,000 tomorrow. And then you might see, things like Ethereum drop back down to the 800s, maybe even the 700s level. So just be prepared for maybe a nasty move over the next 24 to 36 hours. It is going to be very crucial that you guys are paying attention to Bitcoin a lot this week. We've been getting more excited about potential upswings and things of that nature, but now it's time. We've had our breakdowns. We're in the middle of a double top here. If we do break down below the neckline, whether it's a Bitcoin's neckline, which is at 18,626, or Ethereum's breakdown or neckline, which is at $998. That's what's going to happen here, okay? But anyway, let's just kind of do a little bit of a recap of what's been going on here. Yesterday, we confirmed the breakdown on Ethereum, and you can see Ethereum has still been coming down afterwards. So if you guys shorted Ethereum like I did, you're still looking okay. Now, as far as what's going on with Bitcoin, we just started our breakdown today. Technicals would tell us that we are supposed to be going down by the end of this daily candle. So we should be going down to about, below 19,000. I won't say we're going to test out the trend line probably until I see that CPI number come out. But we're more likely than not going to be reaching about the 18,000s level. Hopefully not breaking down below the neckline of 18,626, okay? Going forward here, there's two ways you can look at this. I would just say two ways right now. Since we've broken down, you really don't have to worry about the support level, so we're just going to take it off for now. Now what you have is the possibility of a double top, which is top, neckline right here. I don't know if I still have the image there for you guys. That's a cup and handle. Let me do something for you guys here. I want to make sure you guys know this because this is going to determine what happens over the next few days here. And there we go. Okay. I know that the name is kind of chopped off here. Deal with it. But you can see a double top here. Top. You see you can see the neckline, which is like where the number 2 is, and then we're getting closer and closer to that 4 area where we drop back down, retest that support that now turns into a resistance, then start moving down a little bit more heavily. And that's what we're waiting to see if it occurs now. Let me make them. There we go. Get rid of that. I know sometimes I leave it on there too long. So that's one way to look at this. That is very bearish. That is probably the most likely thing that will happen because the CPI data tomorrow could be really bad. If it's better than expectations, maybe we have an opportunity for this next pattern here. I won't bring it up, but it's more of just a rectangle here. So you guys can see so far, if I were just to zoom in here enough, probably let me move my head over here. I want you guys to be able to see all those numbers over there. I even made them fat for you guys today so you guys can check them out, because this is game time. If you guys want to start making those bit larger trades with bad CPI data tomorrow, it's going to be an easy chance to make some money here. I'm excited. Okay, so you guys can see that clearly on the daily candles, Bitcoin has not been able to close above 21,888, and we have not been able to close down below 18,626. If for whatever reason the CPI data is okay going into tomorrow, we still have the opportunity to have a reversal back up here and then retest that breakout level and then try to make a move up to the 50-day moving average, okay? That is less likely than having the double top and breaking down, but that's what you guys are hoping for. And what I'd be using to judge this and say, hey, this has an opportunity of happening here, this is what I would say right now. All I'm going off of for this theory is I want to stay above 18,626 on the 4 hour, on the 5 minute. I don't want to break down below that line for a second. Right? But the 200 is now within striking distance, the 200 moving average on the 4 hour chart. We are within the, we still have an opportunity to have a big boom, start busting out of these moving averages and start showing some more golden crosses across maybe the 50 moving average going across the 200. That would be the really golden sign for me. And then we might be able to retest, this trend line like I talked about before, breaking out above the Fibonacci level here, and that could be a good story there. Now, again, that's, it's going to be hard for that to happen. From a technical standpoint, the only reason that would happen is not because Bitcoin technicals are screaming, oh my gosh, we're going up. On the contrary, they're screaming, oh my gosh, we're going to be going down, of course. But if the CPI data comes out tomorrow better than expected, which, I'm not entirely sure. I'm thinking it maybe even be a little bit less just because of gas prices. But if gas prices were just as high, it'd be that much worse, right? So what I think may happen on that more bullish side here is CPI data comes out a little bit better than expectations. That'll give the market a little bit of a jolt. And while it might not cause the market to necessarily just pump up out of nowhere, it might slow down it might slow us down just enough where the the bulls can feel more confident about going long here and trying to stop the stem of us possibly breaking down and completing this this double top pattern. We've been talking about the Nasdaq for months and months and months and months and months now. And right now, at this point in time, this is the Nasdaq on the 4 hour chart. Just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, just like a bunch of other coins out there, you guys can see that same double top pattern that we just talked about. That same double top pattern, very bearish. If we break down below this neckline, I think there's an opportunity for us to come into contact with that 200 weekly moving average. So here's, again, if CPI data is good tomorrow and it's better than expectations, we won't hit it. We'll have a little bit of maybe a breakout going into tomorrow, a little bit of a gap up, maybe open up well above the 12,272 gap fill. And then we might even try to make a move over the next couple weeks, maybe back up here to $13,000 or so. That's with good CPI data, like a very good CPI data. If it's not as good as we hope and we start going down, this is what I think might be coming along here with two variations based on what the Federal Reserve does with rate hikes, okay? Now, if we come down and with this bad CPI data, we break down below this trend line, which Bitcoin and Ethereum have already done, and we break down below the neckline, and for the Nasdaq, that number is 11,322.86. You guys should be able to see on the screen here. Then I think we come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average on the Nasdaq. And just if you guys are new to the stream here, I know many of you guys are the regulars, and I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. You guys will know from a historical standpoint, now I'm not going to say this is going to happen definitely, but the last two times we came into contact with this, you'll see that we bounced off of it for multiple weeks before eventually crashing back down. So it wasn't like we survived. It just meant we had a good rally before we crashed and burned. Even back in 2008, the first one was dot-com bubble. This is 2008 financial crisis. Bounced up, crashed hard. Now, if we go over here very fast, I know this is going to be technical, but I want you guys to get a grasp of what I'm talking about. Because what I'm doing this week, and probably for the next, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm going to start doing my streams from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and then I'll probably end them between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock whenever I get tired. And then what I'm hoping to do basically, or whenever the stream dies, and one or the other, what I'm planning to do is actually do 2 streams a day, but instead of trying to double the time, I want to keep the same time because my schedule's been hectic with all these stuff I've been talking about, stuff I've been doing with my YouTube channel, that I want to split it up a little bit. But you guys will see right here, if we go back to the 2008 financial crisis, my main point is we clearly closed down below this moving average on the daily candle, and it didn't really do anything. We actually bounced up very strongly, and then we started the rally up here, and you guys can see that. As far as the dot-com bubble, let's get this started. Just got to follow the yellow brick road over here. There we go. On this one, we actually didn't break down below it. We actually just opened up below it, and we kind of had this massive rally, which you guys can see right here. And then we rallied up for maybe a few, let's say a couple weeks or so. And then we started the crash, and the day we broke down below it, of course, bad things. So I'm hoping that even though things may look very, very bad for Bitcoin and the market overall over the next few days, I'm hoping that if Bitcoin comes back down to 16,000, or maybe it comes back to 17, or maybe even as bad as 15, who knows? It's more volatile than other sectors of the overall market. But my hope here, guys, is that if we do bounce off of that, you're going to see a massive rally coming up after that occurs. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for that. And the shorts that I've opened over the past few days, as we got rejected and we started breaking down, right? I've closed off a few of them, but for my larger ones, I'm probably going to be watching this stuff like a hawk and adding some of those moving averages here to, and adding some of those stop losses up a little bit or down a little bit since I'm shorting here, to really just prepare myself for the potential for a Nasdaq bounce. Let me just go to the monthly chart here, off of the 200 moving average, and before we eventually crater down for a while, and then we'll have to see how bad the market is. But that's what I'm planning out for this week. Again, I may be a fool for trying to expect some type of major bounce there, but I do think there is an opportunity for the Nasdaq to rally here, just because of like some past history. I'm keeping this option open, and I'm making sure that any shorts that I open, I'm not getting too greedy and saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to be shorting Bitcoin now and waiting for it to hit 10,000. I'm probably going to, the shorts that I have right now, I'll probably start getting more interested in scaling them out. Well, I scaled out a couple already because I want to walk with some profits, but maybe around the 17,000 level, then the rest maybe when I think that, all hope is lost part in the market, where the market just keeps on going down, down, down. And then you see that first green 15-minute candle that like breathes life into the whole thing. That's usually when I'm going to exit my shorts, okay? So let's talk about a few different things here as far as other coins. Dogecoin, it's one of my long-term favorites. We've talked about this for over a year now. If you guys took the short we talked about on the, I don't know, it was a while ago now, like 4 or 5 days ago. You guys are still up money. You guys can sell your shorts or close your positions whenever you want to. So far, it's been a pretty nice trade, I would say. Let me actually measure that out to see what it's actually been. So I was talking about shorting it if it broke down below the 20, or longing it if it broke out and closed above the 50. It broke down, obviously. But, you'd be up like 10.9%. With the 10x leverage, that's 100%. But if you guys didn't use leverage, which is fine, you guys would be up about 11% right now. That's not bad. As far as Ethereum, we talked about this one as well. If you guys did trade the breakdown, Ethereum's been getting slammed a little bit more than everything else today. If you guys hadn't noticed, that breakdown today would have netted you around like 7%. Again, it's respectable. It's respectable. 88, we had talked about this earlier. I did actually stream on it. This is the first day ADA or Cardano has actually closed down below the Fibonacci level. Not a good sign. Luckily for Cardano, if Bitcoin can manage to have a good CPI data tomorrow, that might help it out. And so far, even though we haven't closed below this Fibonacci level on the daily, we still haven't closed below it on the weekly. So that's our hope here for Cardano. But if I kind of zoom out here, the next Fibonacci support level here, it's all the way down at 23 cents. That's like half the value gone, or maybe let's say like 45, 46% of the value gone. And that's reasonable if Bitcoin eventually does go back down to the $10,000 level. 88 could possibly go down to like the 20 cent, maybe even as far as 15 cent level. So keep that in mind, guys. Altcoins can still fall down a lot, which is why majority of you guys are buying a bit here, a bit there, of your crypto a bit here, and kind of waiting for this long haul to finish up. All right. Ethereum Classic, same story. A breakdown here. I don't know if many of you guys caught this breakdown. I was going to make a video on it today, but I got busy testing out a new software I got from Adobe. It's helps me get rid of my something in my voice when it comes to editing. But yeah, so broke down right here. This is a what? Oh, this is a trend line based on the daily chart. But you guys will, if I just adjust it, you guys will see the breakdown. Clear breakdown. If you guys took that short opportunity, probably would have been wise to scale out a little bit here. But so far, you guys will be up about 6%. So these breakdowns have been working out pretty nicely. Right now, I would probably say just if you want to open up short, wait for Bitcoin to break down that below that neckline. Or if you want to do a long or something you want to buy, I would wait for a breakout on particular these coins, kind of like here. Maybe I'm waiting for Bitcoin first or something like that. But you're going to see, like, with a lot of these different coins here. Remember we just talked about the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. Look at all the moving averages on Ethereum Classic. We have an opportunity to get back above that 200 here pretty soon. XRP, you can see we've already gotten above it a little bit here. Unfortunately for it, Bitcoin's not really doing anything, but XRP is looking a little bit nicer because it had a little bit of a pop here. STMX, same thing. Sheeb's been above it for a while here. Oh, I think that's because Sheeb actually crashed down. Like, Sheeb actually crashed. A lot of these other coins haven't gone down as fast. FTM, see, we've had some positive moves here, guys, and we've even had a golden cross on FTM. Oh, that's a 4-hour, though. On the daily, are we close? Oh, no, we still got some time left. Yeah, but you can see there's some optimism here, guys. There's some optimism. As far as Matic is concerned, we talked about this yesterday, how we had an opportunity to make a move up, but if Bitcoin broke down, it was going to be nasty. Matic just broke down. I did open up a short here on the breakdown, as I told you guys I would. I'm expecting this golden cross with the 20 moving average coming down below the 50, and I'm going to be probably trying to exit out of this probably around 50 cents, maybe even more if it starts to crash more heavily. My stop loss, though, is a little bit less aggressive than normal, and that's only because I don't know exactly what's going to happen to the CPI data tomorrow. So basically right now, I don't have it set to where I'm going to walk away with a profit, but I have it set to a way where I'm not going to be losing money except for the fees, which is probably like $20 or something like that. So I do have a short open in Matic now after the breakdown. Matic's had a great rally. I would like to see it come down pretty hard so I can make some money off of it, because if you put this into perspective with a bunch of other coins, look at where Matic is compared to like an Ethereum. So look at the little thing right there. Now switch it out. You can see our Ethereum has already fallen down much more after the breakdown. I'm hoping that Matic just catches up to where everything else is, and then I'll exit a portion of it out, and then I'll wait to see what happens with Bitcoin and all the necklines and stuff like that, okay? Now, I won't go into any other coins. You guys can feel free to ask me and stuff like that. I'd be happy to give you guys some advice there. Interesting thing today, the dollar index went down for just a teeny bit, but all of a sudden we're starting to grind again, and I think that's because of what inflation data, the CPI data coming out tomorrow, and then we're going to have our rate hikes coming soon as well, plus some earnings. The dollar is probably going to go crazy. I know a lot of you guys have been interested in this euro versus the dollar parity thing that we've been hearing about all over the place, probably on all the financial newses if you guys are as nerdy as me. Look at this. You know, we hit it. We hit it right there. $1. We tapped it. Probably best to go to the 15-minute chart so I can just go back in time here. Now, we bounced off of $1, but that doesn't mean that it can't break down below $1 and we have a reversal. It's happened before. Now, I'm going to go to the monthly chart, so every single bar is a month. Just keep that in perspective. And for those of you guys that wanted to short, I mean, most of you guys don't do Forex. I used to do Forex quite a bit, and I like it, but it's just I do it more longer term now. But you guys can see we've broken down here. I scaled out here, you know, so to speak. But we've been down this level before. We just haven't been this low since 2002. That's how long it's been since we've had some type of very crazy, powerful dollar across the whole world. This is going to affect emerging markets like countries in Africa, Asia that are less first world. I don't know, developed, I guess. I don't feel like developed is what do you call it, a little bit weird. But yeah, they're just not as developed. Let's just stay with that. So, you know, just get ready for some stuff here. And you can also see there was a double top here as far as the euro dollar is concerned versus the pound. Pound is still getting hammered, but not nearly as bad as the euro. Japanese yen is still crashing against the dollar, and I mean like the yen is going down, down, down. This is the dollar versus the yen, except and the other one was the euro versus the dollar, so you can see the switcheroo. But yeah, it's just the dollar is getting more and more powerful here. That and the bulk of why I say that is the more that goes up, usually the more assets go down. We enter into a risk off market, which means you're most likely not going to be holding as many assets. Or if you're a long term investor, this is usually the time where you're kind of buying up assets slowly to accumulate for when the market kind of picks back up, and whether it's in a few months, a few years, who knows. But you guys are placing your bets for the long term here, because by putting your money into the markets now, you're getting some really fantastic discounts. Just don't lump all of your cash in at one moment. A little bit here. You can do like little splotches of big buys, but again, guys, bit by bit, bit by bit. And then just get rid of all this for a second. Here's Bitcoin on the monthly chart. This isn't the long-term one. Probably actually for this, let me do this. There you go. Bitcoin's monthly chart. We're still looking pretty bad here. I'm just hoping that maybe we don't have a terrible time, but maybe we can have some type of hammer candle here, where maybe at the end of the day, Jim Cramer said that we just found the bottom, or we're going to find the bottom tomorrow. I don't know about that, but I'm hoping that, if for whatever reason the CP data is very, very good, somehow we start turning all of this around, maybe we might have a nasty wick candle for this month. By the end of the month, okay, that's a really weird little thing, but by the end of the month, we can start curling back up. That would be the most optimistic I could get, but at this point, I really want to see what that CPI data says, because it controls Bitcoin's fate. If you guys have any open positions right now, and you guys are swing trading or day trading, not long-term, that's a different story, you really, and I mean you really want to have those stop losses on, because at any given moment you could wake up and your money is just cut by like 10, 15, maybe even as far as 20%. So, I'm not trying to sound alarmist, but just have a plan and make sure you guys have a responsible plan. Don't go all willy-nilly, because you guys know it's going to be a crazy world out there, and I want to make sure you guys I want to make sure you guys maximize your profits, but also minimize your returns. I think a lot of people on YouTube want to help you guys maximize your profits, and I'm definitely one of those people, but minimize your losses. That goes a long way to helping you guys go consistent and, eventually go full-time, or at least have another form of income here. All right, now, before I go over and talk to you guys, Loki wants a treat. Loki, come here. Loki, come here. Loki. He's trying to find every way to my hand except for popping up. Loki. There you go. Wait for it. Smile for the camera. No, he's like, no. Okay, well, there's a treat. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, okay. I should have some Loki eating ASMR or whatever it's called, so you guys can hear him chomp. Okay. You can have one more. Yeah, okay. Okay, everybody. And I will be answering some random questions through the stream that may seem kind of weird to you. Another YouTuber out there, I haven't really met him before, but I'm probably going to meet him now over the next hour or so. He has another channel called Jordan Cameron Crypto, I think that's his name. His channel, like mine, got banned midstream, and so I'm going to try to help him out if possible over the next hour or so, probably after with this stream, but this stream is going to end off in about a half an hour or so, because I'm going to start doing 2 streams here over the next few weeks just to test it out to see if I like it or not. But okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know, guys. This is going to be an interesting day here, and there's a lot of action going to happen over the next 24 hours. I would even say over the next 12 hours. So just be prepared for a wild tomorrow. And if you guys are learning to day trade, learning to swing trade, whichever way you guys are going here, I would try to do some paper trading if you guys don't feel comfortable using real capital or trying to trade this, because it'll be very, very fun. I would just say if you guys don't feel confident, what is this called? TradingView has a free paper trading account built into it, so you guys can just trade from there without spending any money. Or if you guys want to go with BitGet, they have a paper trading system as well for you guys. So there you go. Let me know if you guys have any questions here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. And hey, Press, thanks for stopping by before going to bed. I really do appreciate that. I know you're probably in bed now, but I hope you're prepared for tomorrow. And probably best to wake up early for tomorrow here. And there we go. And hey, Pinto, yesterday was crucial on the Dow. Only in my eyes, only in opinion. We needed to see the 225 points or higher, thinking 6 to 8 months until a bull run. That can definitely happen. I don't know exactly when we're going to have a bull run, but I at least hope to see the bottom sometime over the next few months. And then we might consolidate for a while like we normally do, where we kind of go up, then we kind of have a secondary crash, but just not back as low, like the 2008 financial crisis, like a double bottom, so to speak. But yeah, it's going to be hard. We just have to hope, because right now, everybody, we're all pricing in a recession, but I don't think we're pricing in a recession that looks very, very bad, right? I think most people are saying the recession is just going to be moderate, not 2008 financial crisis, oh my gosh, the world is ending type of stuff. More of most people are fine. Americans notice there's a sector of the population that aren't doing well, and then we just kind of forget about them while they're not doing well. Then eventually they're going to be helped out. That's kind of what we do normally, kind of around the world, I think. But I don't think it's going to cause major harm. I do think it's going to be more prevalent in cities than in more rural areas, and that's going to be very, very interesting going forward, because there's an election cycle going up. That wildness may cause some tensions as far as the market with uncertainty, but I don't think that's going to be terrible. I'm more interested as far as the market right now. What happens when Biden goes to Saudi Arabia? What happens if Biden has a meeting with the oil executives? That's where he can really do some good, because right now the demand for oil is still high. It's just that right now people are freaking out about a recession, so the oil prices are going down. Remember, it's not oil prices aren't based off of what's going on exactly right now. They're kind of forecasting, so they could always go back up. So just understand that it's not like we started pumping more oil. We still have the same supply and demand, but there's a bit of a fear factor going in there, and that's messing with the markets, not the actual fundamentals. So just so you guys understand that, okay? But again, we're all hoping that Biden can do a good job when he goes to visit the Saudis. I know he's going to Jerusalem, somewhere else, and then Saudi Arabia. If he can walk away with the deal there, I don't even care if it's just a little bit more oil a day. That's going to be a great help to the oil prices from a fundamental standpoint, because eventually, guys, Sri Lanka can't even afford fuel right now. You just saw them overthrow the freaking government. We're not in a good spot in a worldview, and you're starting to see those cracks. We started talking about those cracks starting to form, back in January? I was telling you guys, beware of the famine, beware of it was February. Beware of stuff getting worse over the next few months. America, we tend to have a good buffer zone for all these problems here. Not always, but we have a good buffer zone. Not every country has the buffer zone that we have right now as far as our economy strength with all of our corporations and stuff, okay? So, expect that worldwide sentiment to get worse here. How much it affects the crypto markets and the American financial system, that remains to be seen, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be good, right? What's right here? And hey, Hota, happy to see you back as well, my man. What's right here? Hey, Puma, happy to see you guys as well. Let me see. And hey, B Supreme, what's my take on the triple leverage ETF like Up Pro and Triple QQ, especially tomorrow? I'm pretty sure that CPI number would be trash. Personally, when it comes to those, if I am going to trade them on a CPI day, I'm only going to be day trading some of the larger moves. I'm not even sure if I would buy it before the numbers come out. I don't know if you guys bought it today, right? But I would say I'd probably day trade the price action tomorrow, knowing it's going to be very, very volatile. I wouldn't be messing with it besides that here. And I'm talking about options here. If you want to trade stocks with it, much safer, much more reliable. You don't have to worry as much. The technical should work out pretty well tomorrow. So basic trend lines, some basic Fibonacci levels. That's fine. Just probably best to have some type of news nearby. So I'm a big fan of Fox Business, but CNBC is also very good. Bloomberg is also fine. Yahoo News if you really need to slum it. But best to have at least one of those major three: Bloomberg, Fox Business, or CNBC. It's best to have one of those three, and you just want to see what they're talking about, because there could be new breaking news every few minutes as they read more into the data. It's going to get pretty volatile, and you just want to have the news as fast as everybody else, or as soon as everybody else does. That way you can be prepared for, to make some money and have a better strategy than everybody else, or just, more information. It's always good to have more information as long as it's actually useful. Uh, what's right here? And hey, Brandon, did I see a Voyager VGX today? Just wondering thoughts. I did not look at it, but I can check it out for you. VGX had a little pop here. Let's see. Now, I don't exactly know what happened here, but if I was guessing, I would say there was probably some type of buyback program into Voyager because eventually, as we stated in the email yesterday, they are going to be paying people in Voyager coin VGX instead of their original coins that they owned. So I have $500 trapped in Voyager right now. I got like literally tens of thousands of dollars out of it, but I just couldn't get the last 500 STMX out of it, and from what I understand in the email, I'm not getting my STMX back. That's what I kind of read out of it. What I'm going to be getting back is a mix of the stock of the new Voyager company after it kind of restructures off of the bankruptcy. I'm going to be getting some VGX coin right here. I may be getting some cash here, and then I may be getting some more cash, but coming from the source of if they get money from the Three Arrows Capital debacle. And that's going to take a while. So I think that what they're trying to do is recover the coin so they can give, how do I say this? So you guys know a lot of corporations do buyback programs. And it's not just because they want to pump up the price of the stock, which it does. They do, right? They do it. That's a part of it. But they buy up that stock so they can give it to their employees as options and things of that nature. So I think that's what they're going to try to do here. They're buying up their own coin. Again, this is just me, or maybe it's a short squeeze. I could just be wrong about all this. But I would assume they're buying it back up so they have an ample supply so that when they start giving money back out after this bankruptcy reconstruction is over, they're going to have plenty of Voyager to give to me or anybody else that had assets in Voyager that's going to be locked. And then, as soon as I get my assets, I'm just going to sell it on the open market, and they don't want to see this thing continue to crash here. My concern right now is if Bitcoin crashes tomorrow, you're probably going to see VGX have a crash too, unless they're just spending so much money trying to pump this bad boy back up here. But yeah, this isn't something I'd really just be investing in right now. If you wanted to day trade in it, by all means, I mean, sure, go for it. But I just think it's a little bit too risky at this point in time. Just a little bit too risky for me. I'd be more happy to short this sucker. But even then, if they're doing some type of buyback program, because you can see this was a lot of money, like a lot of capital injected into this thing, I probably wouldn't want to be shorting because I would just be afraid that they're going to buy it up again and just tear me a new one as far as the futures that I'd be trading, because I can go negative really fast in that type of trade, right? But I think it's more of that buyback program that we were just talking about. I think it has more to do with that than anything else here, anything else. But if you guys have any news on it, let me know. Because, again, that's just how I'd be doing it if I was a business owner. I used to work in corporate America, as you know. And, the process right now is for Voyager is not to help out their clients. It's not to help out people like me that have a few $100 trapped in it, or some of you guys have more, I assume, right? It's to make sure the company survives. That's it. Make sure the company survives. At this point, I don't know if it will, because even with all that loan money, they still weren't able to really keep up day-to-day operations. They had to, lock all the accounts, etc. But very high risk trade. But still, if you want to take a shot at it, I mean, feel free to go for it. I might practice a little bit with a short if it breaks down below that 20 moving average on the 15-minute chart. Probably practice with a day trade short, or I've seen a paper trade short on TradingView here or any other platform you have. What do you think is a tasty price to long euro? Thanks for the stream, as always. Oh, man. I don't exactly know, because I don't exactly know how bad inflation is going to be. If inflation shows some type of weakness tomorrow, like we have a better than expected CPI data coming out, maybe I might try to go along there tomorrow on the CPI data. Otherwise, if the CPI data is worse, I mean, unless the European Union, unless the war on Russia, the Russia-Ukraine war ends anytime soon, I mean, maybe 90 cents? I mean, it's going to be a while. Because remember, we as America, we are still raising our interest rates. We're probably going to have another 75 basis point rate hike soon, I assume. And then maybe going into August, I know there's no meeting in August. If you guys didn't know, there's no meeting in August. That doesn't mean they can't come up and say, hey, we're going to be raising interest rates anyway. So maybe they do 75 again. I doubt it. Maybe something in the realm of 50. And then if CPI data is really good this month, maybe it'll be 25 next month. But I don't want to make too many assumptions there. But if things get bad, I would say 90, maybe even lower than that. And with Forex, you're dealing with a pip system instead of like the normal, system that we have with currencies and stocks. But I'd probably say 90. I think it still has a while to go. And maybe this will be the peak month for the dollar, but it might just be next month as well. Just to kind of take your eyes off of Bitcoin for a second here, guys. Look at the monthly chart. Remember when I was talking to you guys a few months ago about how the dollar index can really shoot up and nobody's really talking about it because everybody said that a few months ago that was the real bottom of Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden we're going to be dropping back down, and as it comes back down, Bitcoin's going to be roaring and roaring and roaring. Well, I was that guy that was like, nah, this could be very, very bad, and right now we're seeing the very, very bad side of things. I still think we can go up even more, unfortunately. So while I'm hopeful that we can find some type of peak, because right now we've hit a little bit of a level of resistance. We can still go up more if the European Union still takes European Union is going very, very slow with raising their interest rates, like snail's pace slow. When they start to speed up just a little bit, that might be the time where you could start going long in the euro. If you're looking for some type of signal from the world market to the at least the European financial banking system, when they start raising it more aggressively, that's what they're going to have to do. But for them right now, they're really feeling the pain of what's going on in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia is pounding them hard because everything over there is getting more and more expensive, and they're trying to do their best to support Ukraine. It's just that it's hard, right? I mean, heck, people in America don't want to hear about Russia and Putin and stuff like that. They just want the gas prices to go down. And, each country has some control over their gas prices, as much as the leaders may say they don't want to. But it's not like it's an easy thing. Remember, guys, Biden has to go over to Saudi Arabia and, hands and knees beg that guy to pump more oil. And that's what he has to do. Anything less, he's probably not going to walk away with a good deal. He's going to have to give them something and something big. I don't care what he gives them. I'd rather see oil prices go down. And then he also has to come back over here and sing kumbaya with the oil corporations after saying, I want to put them out of business. There's a lot of wild stuff going on here. But as far as the dollar index, give it some time. I still think, while we did find strong support of the dollar, I don't know if we're going to be breaking down, if it's going to be breaking down below the dollar, where you see the dollar at, $1 is worth $1.10, right? What do you guys know what I'm talking about there, right? So we're going to be in a bit of a pinch here. And because as long as they're kind of slow walking the rate hikes, that means the dollar is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, which means that Bitcoin should be going down more and more and more. And at the same time, you're going to see the Nasdaq go down more, the Dow go down more, and the SPY go down, right? It all depends on the central banks here, people. As much as gas and Biden and Russia, Ukraine, all that good stuff, bad stuff in some circumstances, right? It all matters about the central banks. They control everything here, but they're not coordinated. They have different interests. And as long as they're kind of doing their own things here, we're stuck. We're definitely stuck in that situation here. Definitely stuck. All right, let's put this on the 5 here. I do want to draw something up here just so we have something to shoot for the stars, I guess you would say. I don't even know how this is going to work here because, well, that's not going to look any nicer. I would probably just put up a horizontal line here. Yeah, I'll make this a channel instead of a downtrend. I don't have to deal with all the other stuff there. And let me drop this here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're in a pickle there. And there you go. Hey, Metal Crow, and hey, Okie Love. Awesome Loki. Oh, I know. He's sleeping right now. He passed out. Oh, man. And hey, Benny Boy, what happened to Jordan's stream? I was watching him when he went out. So this thing happened to me. I just happen to have more contacts at Google, I think, than him right now. But I'm gonna help him out, obviously. Once he reaches out to me on Discord, do I have a Discord message? From him, making sure he might have contacts himself. So who knows? I haven't seen anything of note. But Michael's trying to mediate best he can because I know he's trying to go through Twitter here. But basically, YouTube has these scanners that are looking for spam and reused content. They're looking for malicious actors in the the YouTube place. And sometimes they get set too sensitive because they're trying to get rid of spam accounts. Because as you guys know, there is so much spam on YouTube. Now, YouTube is doing the best to fix this, and they're doing the best they can. So I kind of understand it, but it just sucks when the rules kind of hit you in the wrong way. So basically, I think he got scanned for something that he probably didn't do. I didn't watch the stream. I assume it's a wrong thing. But he's going to have to go through some back channels and do an appeal process to get his channel back. I would assume he would get his channel back in the next 24 hours, if not over the next 3 days max. Okay, but basically, the YouTube scanners said, "Oh my gosh, we think this channel is bad. Let's ban it." Happened to me. I almost had a heart attack, like a real heart attack. Not a real heart attack, but I almost had one. It's but he should get his channel back. He should get his channel back. I'm just hoping he can reach out to me because there's a certain process of how to do things, and you got to do it in the right way. Like he cannot retaliate against YouTube whatsoever right now. He needs to be as nice as possible, as friendly as possible. Hold the girl's hand, be flirting. You are the most beautiful thing in the world. He needs to do all that right now, and do it properly. And hey, Ken, what app do I use to short crypto? BitGet. Sometimes KuCoin, but BitGet is it. BitGet is the one I use to short. I like it a lot. It's easy. And then I like BitGet also because when you actually do this, when you do the shorting, when you open up the short, you can actually enter in your price target and your stop losses at the same time of opening the transaction or opening the position. So I could open up the position with the stop loss and price target already in the system. And so after I do that, I can literally just walk away, go to bed, do whatever I want to do. And then the next time I come back to it, the transaction will either still be open because it hasn't hit one of those two levels, or basically it's hit a target level, it's sold off for a profit, or I lost money because I hit the stop loss. One of those two things is going to be happening there. Or what I can also do there is I can set up my stop losses to be scaling stop losses and scaling price targets. So 10% if it reaches this level, 10% if it reaches that level. So scale it bit by bit, but also making sure I can capture as much profit as I can. So it can be pretty nice. Let's see. And hey, discount. Why do they got to pick up my man Jordan? Don't worry. I mean, if I don't know if he's gonna reach out to me because I don't know him and he doesn't. I mean, I don't know if he knows me. But if he does reach out to me, I can help him out. Just let him know that. I don't really. Let me see. He hasn't messaged me on Twitter. I don't really have a huge following on Twitter, I guess, as well. But if he reaches out, I can tell him exactly what to do. It's just kind of he has to do something very specific here. And hey, Nico, word on the street is that we're going to be on a recession in 2 years. For 2 years, you think it's possible? I think we can be in a recession for a couple of years. My thing about it is it's not going to be such a bad recession for everybody. That's the thing that where I'm heading for it now. If the numbers get maybe up to 5-6% unemployment, that means I don't know how much exactly that'd be in terms of people, but there would still be a lot of people making good money, living their lives, kind of going through the process. What'll happen though, unfortunately, is because if you guys remember during the 2008 financial crisis, things got bad. The financial system was the really bad thing about it. But as far as I remember, because I was a kid, housing wasn't as crazy expensive as it is now. Apartments were not as crazy as expensive as they were now. So I think what you're going to see here is a boom in the homelessness rate across America, and how the government fixes that, whether it's at a local level or a federal level, I don't know. I think that's the really big harm here because housing is just so expensive. When I lived downtown, I was paying like $3,000 for rent. Then I moved out of Seattle, and then I found a place that was like $1,700 for a month for rent. And then I was like, this is fine. I don't mind it. And then, when my mom got sick, I was like, I should probably move close to her. And now I'm down here in the suburbs, like nice suburbs, but still the suburbs, not the downtown area. And, I'm living in my grandparents' house, extra house. So, not many people have not many people have a grandparent that just says, hey, have this extra house. Right. So it's going to be tricky going forward, but I think that's going to be the big danger here. And with all those homeless, I think you're going to see a lot of governments not manage their finances properly, which may cause the government to actually print more money, which may cause the government to have not higher inflation, but it may cause the inflation levels to stick to where they normally are. You guys know that there's probably, well, in my opinion, there's a lot of fraud that goes on there's a lot of fraud in the area of helping homeless people. I think the goal is good. Get the homeless off the streets, get the addicts off of the drugs, and help them reintegrate back into society, have nice houses, and not have to live without a home. Right? Everybody deserves a home. But if you guys, again, Seattle, we have our own issues here. I go to Portland a lot too, so I'm familiar with those two towns in particular. We have spent billions of dollars to help out this problem, a lot. It just seems like the money vanishes into thin air every time we try to do something. And just recently, Seattle we got a new mayor that wanted to treat it a little bit differently than the more liberal last mayor that we had. And he's just cleaning everything up, but the homelessness isn't going away. He's just dispersing the homeless outside the city. And while I think the majority of people are happy about that, the homeless are still there. And that's going to be the problem because, more money. Brrr, the printer is going off. I don't think inflation is going to be going back down anytime soon. I expect in the next maybe 10 years, each box of cereal is going to be like $10 a box, but we're just going to be like, oh, that's normal. That's how crazy it may get if we really can't fix this problem. But until then, just keep doing your good jobs. Keep doing your work. Make sure you guys are valued. Make sure you guys are putting in the extra effort, so to speak, and work your way up. That may have been a little bit too pessimistic there, but hopefully it's not that pessimistic. Let's see. And hey, Miss K, happy to see you back. And hey, Pento, I do not know anything about Victory Square. Let me see what that is here. Actually, Pento, give me the ticker on it, and I can look it up on Finviz for you. Give me the ticker, and I can look it up on Finviz. One other thing here. Let me refresh to make sure I'm not making anything wrong. Yeah. Whale number 3 bought Bitcoin today. Whale number 3 bought Bitcoin today. It actually he did it while we were live here, so I didn't know about it for a few seconds. That's why I refreshed it. 521 Bitcoin, everybody. Let me zoom in here for you guys. Just bought a load of Bitcoin here. If I was this guy, I'm guessing he's betting on a lower than expected CPI data report that would launch us into the weekend here. If I was assuming what was going on in this person's head, that would be it. But this guy, let me just show you guys the date here. Whale number 3 just bought 521 Bitcoin today. The last time they bought Bitcoin was July 5th. It's been a minute. I'm surprised he bought here, but that is an interesting sign, if I do say so myself. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye, but that is interesting to say the least here. Very, very interesting going forward there. And then one other thing here. Longs got wrecked on the liquidation market yesterday. Let me see. Scroll. There we go. Longs got liquidated 56.4 million, and shorts only got liquidated 10.7 million. So, longs definitely got their butts whooped today, and the fear and greed index is actually at 16. It was in the 11 range for a while. We're a little bit more optimistic. I think we'll probably see it go back down to 13 to 10 over the next few days, though, if the CPI data is very, very bad. Until then, guys, I just want to see if we're able to break out above the 20, the 50, and the 200. Now, that might take some time into the weekend over the next 2-3 days. But if we have good CPI data coming out tomorrow, that's what's going to be the catalyst. If we don't have good CPI data tomorrow, oh boy, then we're coming to retest the 17,600 levels, maybe going as far as $16,000, $15,000. Bloodbath, no doubt about it. But that's what can happen here over the next few days here. Okay, probably best to go back down to the 5-minute chart because I want to keep track of this pretty nicely. And then probably over here, you can kind of just see how this breakdown occurred over the last few hours. Definitely kind of a painful pinch for majority of you guys, I assume, if you guys were long right now. Oops, sorry for talking too far away from the mic. Let's see. And hey, Bideford, any ideas why BGB dropped any issues of BitGet? I haven't heard of any, but I'll let you know if I do. I know it was up against a heavy support level, and I think it's just because Bitcoin was dropping. Well, actually, here, let me see. What's the market cap before I go into this? So I want to see what's going on here. BGB, Bitget token, down 3%. Let me check it on here for you very fast because I don't see a big dip, but it's a different it's a different chart metric. 4 hours. Oh, it's just catching up to what Bitcoin did. It's just catching up. So when you have a lower market cap coin like this with BitGet, you guys can see right here, after that we had the double bottom here, I guess we didn't really break out, but this little move right here, that was up 19%. And since then, it looks like it fell about 16% or about 11%, I guess, since the highs. If we were to go back over here to Bitcoin, that same time frame, Bitcoin shot up around 20%. And now it's down about, 13%. At one point, it was down 14. And, altcoins usually go down more than Bitcoin, right? I think that's just what's happening right now. You guys can see Bitcoin here and then BGB here. I don't think it has anything to do with the company. I just think it's large buyers and large sellers in a coin that only has a market cap of, I don't even know what it is, like let's say around $70 million market cap. And I think that's what's going on with it right now. I haven't heard any bad news with BitGet so far, but if I do learn anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Usually, I would just probably talk to my contacts within BitGet, but yeah, I haven't heard anything as of late here. I haven't heard anything. But they have a lot of Singapore money behind them, so I don't assume anything bad is happening at this moment in time here. What's it here? And hey, Crypto Dean and Pento, you guys both talking about the recession here. The recession have already passed too. I don't think it's passed yet. I think we have to wait to see how the rest of the world kind of deals with these problems. I think America itself is strong, but that's because we kind of control the world, in a weird way. You're going to see more weakness in Europe. And I think, I think the longer that the Russia-Ukraine war drags on, that's what's going to have the most impact. And it's because we're losing a lot of the demand on the farmer's side. I think there's almost crazy stuff going on in the Netherlands. I think somewhere in Europe, the government's trying to stop, close down farms or something. I don't know the exact story, but it seems like at this point in time, you really want to be farming more. You need to be producing more goods because this is going to get worse in a heartbeat. And the Europeans don't like all the high fructose corn syrup foods that Americans make in our highly processed factories and that stuff for larger populations. They have a whole other system over there. I've been over to Europe a couple times. The food is awesome, fresh, amazing. America has good food too. But it seems like there's some problems going on with politics across the world too here. I think it's a political issue. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's gas is going down, but by how much, we'll have to wait. The news was making it sound like it was so great that the gas dropped like 25 cents, 30 cents, something like that. I'm like, we need it to be down below $3 before people are very happy again. Don't try to say that just because we're in the mid fours that people are going to be excited about gas prices. I never understood why they do that. Let's go here. There we go. Yeah, we're only down to 465. And over where I'm in Washington, we're over at 534. We're still up there. We're still above the fives here. So, it's not like we're the Dakotas that have the best gas prices, maybe. Oh, no, sorry, the South. Then the Prairie Lands, I think that's what it's called. Maybe some other ones like Ohio and Virginia. But yeah, we're still pretty expensive for gas. But yeah, we would like to see Biden getting those deals done like we talked about before. And I think Discount Killer just said, pretty sure the Saudis are going to tell Biden to kick rocks. I really hope not, because that would mean that, Biden wasn't able to reach a conclusion with them. And although, Biden is an older gentleman, he does have some cognitive decline and all that good stuff, as all people do. He just, there's old 80-year-olds and there's really old 80-year-olds. You can have two different mental states depending on your, how lively you are for the age. I really hope that the staff around him is going to be able to hammer a deal, and then Biden just shows up and shakes a hand and announces a deal. That would be the best thing, guys. Whether you like Biden or don't like Biden, whether you think it's going to help him in the midterms or hurt him in the midterms, having lower gas prices is going to help a lot of people out. And at this point, I'm not entirely sure if the public would actually give him credit for that in the first place if he actually did do it, because of all the other issues with crime and immigration, stuff like that from a political standpoint. well, economic standpoint, excuse me. But at least it'd be a good first step to kind of correcting the ship, and that would give a little bit more breathing room to the Federal Reserve to not raise interest rates as high, and thereby, keep the market a little bit happy. Not, not enthusiastic and like, oh my God, we're going up, but at least get the Federal Reserve and maybe some central banks around the world to say, whoosh, maybe we can slow down these rate hikes. Or, for in the case of Europe, maybe we don't have to do as many rate hikes in the future to kind of curb this type of inflation. And hey, Michael, Mike, I like how you're branching out to try to make some of your shorts funny little clips. Yeah, I'm having some fun with it. For this channel, I'm just going to have the shorts that deal with technical analysis. On the second channel I have, that's going to be me just being provocative, having lots of fun, talking about a whole bunch of random stuff, and just kind of showing off my personality a little bit more, and having fun with it, and then also having the 24-hour streams. I think what I'm going to do right now is I have a gaming laptop that I haven't opened up in months because I have this gaming desktop plus the PlayStation and the TVs and all the good stuff. I'm going to see if I can set that up somewhere where I can just have a stream going from that and maybe use my trading software on it. So it'll tell you guys when to buy, sell, and stuff like that. That way you guys could have a Bitcoin signal stream and you could tie that into the technicals that I put on the charts. So it may be a 15-minute on one side and a 4-hour on the other. And then you guys can see it like, let me see if I got this. I haven't done this in a minute here. Give me a second. Indicators. Oh, I don't even know where it's at here. Okay, I probably have to find it again. But basically, I'd probably use one of those algorithms there to make life a little bit easier. Do I even have it anymore? Let me see. Oh, it might not work on this one. I'll try to figure it out for you, though. We'll see how it works out. Let's see. And hey, JCD. Hi, Mike. Jordan Cameron is one of your nicest Bitcoin guys around right now. Do your best to help him if I can. What do you call it? Guys, I'm going to help him out as best as I can, but he has to reach out to me. I can't just reach out to him. I have no idea who he is, right? I know what he has to do. I'd be happy to kind of guide him through the process, but it's not just something simple you say over YouTube to like, hey, Jordan, can you hear this? This we got to do. It's not that simple. It's just like a multi-step process, and there's some really nitpicky things that YouTube wants you to do that he's going to have to do. And what I'm going to try to do if he's able to reach out to me is get that process expedited faster than it normally would, because normally it might take up to 2 weeks. I think I can get him his channel back over the next 24 to 48 hours. I've already reached out to one of my friends at YouTube and kind of explained the situation. Whether or not he's actually done the process to even get that far in the first place, I have to wait to see. I have to wait to talk to Jordan. So I've already kind of done a little bit, but it's not something I can just do really nilly fast. YouTube is a massive bureaucracy, and I don't want to tick that bureaucracy off, if you get what I'm saying. What do you call? And hey, Blockchain Revolution, what about IMF for SDRI? Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Glad you guys didn't hear that one. That was loud. And hey, Kevin. Yes, I will be streaming the CPI data coming out tomorrow. What I told you guys, I know the stream's been going on for a while, so I probably should reiterate this. My new stream time is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time, so it should be over now. I'm okay going longer than that, but I want to make sure that I'm going to be doing 2 streams a day from now on. I'll have to. This stream is always going to be from 6 to 7. The other stream is just going to pop up whenever I see something happening. So it's going to be like, so I have a little bit more freedom, I guess I would say, to stream when I want to, but also not take up so much time out of my day to stream. The last time I tried to do this, I was doing 2-hour streams twice a day. Killed my voice, killed my energy. Don't want to do that. 1 hour stream here, 1 hour stream there. And then for now, as long as people are watching the stream, I'll continue to kind of talk and, guide you guys through what's going on and have a nice conversation. But, it's, yeah, so, oops, but yeah, I'll be streaming more here over the next few days. see. And hey, Sivas, I already answered this, but just in case you weren't here, I think what's going on is a portion of I think Voyager is buying up Voyager coin because as what they said in their email is, if you have coins trapped in Voyager, like I have STMX trapped in there right now, I'm not getting the STMX back. I'm getting paid in US dollars that whenever they get the money back from the 3 Hours Capital, whatever that amount is. I would also be getting paid in Voyager stock, the corporation, and I'd be getting paid in VGX tokens. So I think they're going to be paying me back in VGX tokens, so they're buying up a whole bunch so they have enough to give out after everything's said and done. Because what if they don't have enough, or let's say they have enough but the price isn't that good, if they just give out a whole bunch of Voyager coin at this point and they just give it to everybody that says, hey, now this is yours, the first thing everybody's going to do is sell it on the open market and cause a massive crash in the price of the coin, thereby reducing the value of whatever coins they have left over, tokens they have left over at that point. So I think that's what's going on. I haven't heard any more news going on with Voyager as of yet. I think it, maybe Voyager buying up some coins with a short squeeze going on at the same time, kind of maximizing the pump or kind of accelerating the move up. Maybe is what's happening right now. Hey, Drake and Bake, happy to see you back, man. Is it too late to enter a short on Matic? No, I would just make sure you have a stop loss here. It looks like what's going on with Bitcoin right now, if you look at the 4-hour chart, it looks like we're trying to retest the level of resistance up here of 19,623 or so. And then we'll see if the work stays above there. Right now, as far as the 15-minute chart's concerned, we're just trying to get back up here to the 19,558. So you may see Bitcoin curl back up, have a short-term breakout, get rejected by the 200 over here, then start moving back down. A lot of times, because let me see if I can find one for you. I don't know if this is going to work out, but let me see if I can find it for you. You see how we kind of this trend line isn't that accurate because I didn't do like the magnet, but you can see how we kind of came down basically, and then we retested it. And then we started breaking down. We might be looking at something like that. So over the next few hours or so, you may have the opportunity to enter a short position. You want to be careful, though, because you are hopping into this a little bit late, that the CPI data tomorrow isn't like good news, like lower than expectations, because that would lead to a huge pump in all of the assets, all of the crypto coins markets, Dow Jones, S&P, etc. That's the one thing you just want to be sure of. So just make sure you have that stop loss there, and it'll help you out quite a bit in case the CPI data is very, very friendly tomorrow. Probably best to go back here to the 4. Yeah, there we go. But that's what I'd be looking at right now, because you can see we broke down. We didn't have an immediate crash, which is kind of good because there's not as much bad news as there normally is actually. All right. Hey, DMAG. Thank you, Michael, for your content. Are you able to sub accounts on BitGet to go long and short at the same time? I think there's a way for me to do it, but I haven't done it. I haven't done the copy trading thing because it how do I say this? Like, it lowers my maximum leverage that I can use while investing, and I don't like that. So it caps the amount of leverage. I do trades all the way up to 125x leverage, and I like having that freedom. If I join their copy trading program, or what do they offer, like their elite trader program, when you have a record of good trades and whatnot, what happens is they will they cap how much leverage you can use. So instead of being able to use 125x leverage or my 75 or my 50, I think I'm capped around like 20%, and that's not for me. That's for you guys as people that would be copying my trades, and that's primarily to make sure that you guys don't go overboard with the leverage. When I first introduced you guys to BitGet, a lot of you guys didn't use one of the tools when it came to capping your own leverage. So you guys would be doing what the full-time investors do, but a lot of the full-time investors will use 125x leverage and just hold and hold and hold and hold and hold and wait for the trade to work out for them. Whereas if you guys use the same method, you guys might not have had the enough capital to kind of keep up with that trade, which is very, very difficult. So you guys might have gotten liquidated while the main trader still had his position open because he had so much funds in his account. To kind of fix that problem, what they've done is they've lowered the cap on those of us who do, or those who do copy trading, and then and you get the point, right? But yeah, so that's the only reason I don't do copy trading on BitGet. See, and hey, Mr. Pepin, have I checked the SPY Bitcoin correlation yet? Yeah, I checked it out last night and a little bit this morning here. Not maybe for like about half an hour or so. I do think you're right that the SPY is taking a little bit more control, a bit more dominance over the Nasdaq right now. Um, as far as the overall trends, I still like the Nasdaq more. Kind of as far when the Nasdaq breaks, and I know Bitcoin's going to be going down. But as far as day trading, I think it's worthwhile for any of you guys that want to day trade Bitcoin, whether it's with leverage or without, to use maybe the Nasdaq and the SPY. I would say to be more helpful there. But probably I would probably say the SPY is probably getting better and better for day trading. Whereas if you guys are swing trading, I prefer to look at the Nasdaq. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I got from it. I did appreciate you bringing that up a few days ago. Sorry it took so long for me to actually get to it. Um, see, and hey, still 659 for high when I'm high good where I'm at in California. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I would be able to deal with that. Let me put this over here. Bitcoin's trying to make some type of little move here. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, it's fine. See, $7. Oh no, I'm not paying $7 for gas. Let's see. And hey, Bideford, I know. I think the current administration learned the lesson that, well, I think that there's a good goal to aim for electric vehicles and lower carbon emissions, all that type of good stuff. There has to be a transition period, and you can't just shut down oil and say, "Go away, oil. We're ready for gas." When we're not, I mean, we're ready for electricity. When we're not ready for electricity, imagine over the next few days during this heat wave that's going on through the South, if Texas's power grid goes down again, what happens to all those electric vehicles? Or imagine if there's very, very high heat, everybody's running their air conditioning, and then let's just say 50% of the population in Texas had Teslas. Now I know that's not feasible right now, but just imagine that electric grid is not going to be able to handle that, and that's going to take decades, not just 5 years, not just 10, decades to get there. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. But yes, yeah, I think they've learned the lesson here just a little bit. I think they have learned the lesson. I hope they have. That's why we kind of go from Republican to Democrat, then Republican to Democrat. We go through these wonky style, the wonky themes. I don't know what you want to call it. Cycles, excuse me, not themes, cycles. Uh, And hey, sorry, the IMF special drawing rights index for each country to coordinate the central banks. Oh, okay. What do you call? I mean, I really don't like the IMF. I don't know. I think my college education made me hate the IMF just because every economics teacher hates them with a passion that can burns the heat of 1,000 suns, whatever you want to say that. But I haven't looked it up in a while. Maybe the last time I heard about it was like 2 months ago on maybe Fox Business, but I haven't followed that in a long time ago. I'll look it up though, because what do you call it? I don't even know. Are they even listening to the IMF right now? Because I know a lot of the African countries are saying, "Well, screw you. We're going the Chinese route, and we're taking all their loan money, and even if we'd have trouble paying it back, I think that's what most of them are doing instead of going back to the IMF here." I'll look more into it. The IMF is becoming more and more irrelevant as China really takes control of the finances of other countries. And I've been looking at what the Chinese have been doing, and the Chinese have been pumping out money left and right, and so has some countries in the Middle East. Yeah, no worries, Steve. What's happy to help you out? What's going on right here? And hey, Joe89K, thank you very, very much for the super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. 27.90, like I really do appreciate that, my man. CPI higher or lower? At this point, I want to say lower. I haven't noticed that the price of my goods coming from the store has increased as much as it has over the past few months. And the fact that gas prices have been going down just a bit have been helpful. I would say we're going to meet expectations or go lower. If we are higher than that, I would be a little bit surprised. And that's just going off of my personal experience. Gas prices is going to be the main reason if we go lower. I think it's going to be gas prices or, more importantly, oil prices. I haven't seen anything crazy going on there. Yeah, I would say probably say lower overall or meets expectations. If it gets higher, I'd probably be surprised there. Come back tomorrow to see if I was right. I hope I'm right. I do not want to see inflation continue to go up here, but I do think we have the opportunity to have a peak here, at least in the United States. At least in the United States here. And thank you very much for the super chat. Sorry, it took me a while to get to your question. And hey, 25, White House made an announcement that inflation report will be heavily elevated. Oh, geez, let me look at this then. This is why I need to pay more attention to what's coming out of the White. I don't know. I feel like everything coming from the White House is usually propaganda, right? Like they're raising expectations, so when it's lower, they're like, "Oh my gosh, see, we were wrong." Let me see. White House CPI. Oh, not White Horse. There you go. This is from Bloomberg. I think this is the article you're talking about. Please let me read it. Please let me read it. Please let me read it. It won't let me read it. Okay, never mind. Axios. Let me read it. Let me read it. There we go. Okay. Independent economists estimate the annual headline inflation will increase to 8.8% for June, up from 8.6 in May when the Bureau of Labor Statistics released its CPI data report Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. While Biden officials were careful not to predict that June CPI print would be the high watermark for inflation, they noted that the average gas prices have been declining since mid-June. That's where I'm coming from here. I think the gas is going to be the big thing here. But let me see. Energy prices have fallen. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I think what's going on here from what they're saying is kind of similar with the gas prices, but I think the critical thing that they're saying, which I kind of understand, is that gas prices didn't start going down at the beginning of June. They started going down towards the middle of June. And maybe it's best if I just actually show you an oil chart so you guys can kind of have a visual tool here. What the heck is oil? There we go. So here's the 5-minute chart. Wowza. Daily chart. Okay, right here. This is June 10th, right? So maybe around June 14th is when we actually started to come back down. And so if I were to show you guys this very fast, if I can. Okay. Let me zoom in here for you guys. I want you guys to be able to see this a little bit better so I can at least explain what I'm talking about here. Okay. I'm going to add a couple little different lines here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So that's the 1st of June. The end of June. All right. My point is, if you put like a halfway point here towards the 15th, you'll see that we fell down more than we went up. So that's why I'm assuming it's going to meet expectations or be lower, personally. I think what they're afraid of is that maybe this went up so high that it kind of offsets this stuff. I don't know about that, but again, we did have a little bit of a pump over the last few days to end off the month here. But I think we should meet expectations. I don't expect anything really wildly bad, right? Wildly bad. And even though expectations may be higher, right? I don't think we're just going to bust through those numbers because gas prices fell down so much. So a better way to do this would be showing you the opening price for the market there and the closing price. Oil prices in that time fell down about 8%. And then if we go over here to the AAA gas prices, probably best to just go to like a month ago now, since that's kind of like the halfway point of when things started to get worse. You'll see that, what is this? Where was I just at? What was it? So a month ago, regular was at $5. Now it's at $4.65. I think that's going to be a little bit of help there, which is going to stop us from going up even higher, even though maybe apartments are going more expensive, houses are getting more expensive, that type of stuff. I think that's where we might see a bit more optimism coming out of the market, or CPI numbers, excuse me. Now, I should say that if it does meet expectations, that's still going to be enough of a reason for the Federal Reserve to feel comfortable enough to do a 75 basis point rate hike. So I don't mean that it's going to be like the best news for the markets. If that's, make sure that I get that out of the way. Make sure you guys understand that. I just think it gives them more cover down the road. It's like for next month, not to do a 75 basis point rate hike, but do a 51. Or even if it's like better than expected this time, maybe they do 50 because, you know, Jerome Powell sees the market's getting worse. He sees the economy getting worse, and he's like, "Uh-oh, maybe we should slow this down just a little bit and wait for oil prices to, you know, catch up and yada yada yada." It's right here. Yeah, no worries, Bideford. I'm always happy to help everybody out. You guys know that. What's right here? And hey, Mr. Joker, he has a good stock right here. AEI, I actually have some of this. Is a company I invest in pretty heavily, but they are making a whole subdivisions with Tesla Powerwalls and Tesla solar roof shingles to power everything. That's the future right there. And I think they're also getting ready to do more than just Tesla charging here. I think that's the part that I think I'm really excited about right there. 0.50%, I'm calling it now, LOL. Dude, it's okay to call it what you guys' predictions are for the rate hikes. I'm hopeful that it may be 0.75 because I just want to see the inflation curved. But, you know, next month, I think it can go as low as 0.25 or 25 basis points, probably 50. But I think if the CPI data is expectations or at least lower, that door is open for 25. Again, if we see the gas prices continue to drop down going into that by this month. So, you know, if I go back over here to the oil prices very fast. Daily chart. Where are we at? There you go. So far during this month, oil prices are down 9%. That's good. I don't know if you guys saw the airlines today. Airline stocks were popping off freaking crazy because the price of their fuel is going to be going down a lot, which means their margins go up a lot, which means maybe they can freaking hire some pilots, right? So, you know, there's some good news going on right now, even if it's based off of the thought that we're going into a recession, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh, and hey, Secret Fish, I know you're there. Thank you very, very much, my man. Really, really much. I thank you very much. Oh, Secret Fish, thank you very much for the super chat. I didn't know you were doing to do a super chat. I just saw that you banned a guy that was being rude in the chat. So thank you very much, Secret Fish. Thank you very, very, very much, my man. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for Mike for our personal conversation. Hey, man, you are very, very welcome. I'm always happy to help out. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Inside joke, but beep, boop, beep, boop. Thank you very, very much, Sugarfish. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to be using this money to fund another stream next month. That's what I'm going to be doing right there. And probably just do an Ethereum 4-hour or no, maybe an ADA stream. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe an Ethereum stream. I think a lot of you guys like to trade Ethereum. I'll probably fund it for an Ethereum stream next month, starting on the 1st here. Thank you very, very much, Sugarfish. Again, I really, really appreciate it very, very much. And for those of you guys that don't know, this YouTube channel probably makes like $500 without Secret Fish a month, but with Secret Fish, like it bumps it up to double. So again, Secret Fish, I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be using this money wisely with the channel. So thank you very, very much, my man. I really do appreciate that. And that's is that a 4th of July banner? I'm not used to it. I think that one's new. I don't know. I'm not going to get too into it, but it reminds me of Target for some reason with the red and the white over there. And thank you very much, Secret Fish. I really do appreciate it. And hey, Caleb, I bought 1,088 at like 60 cents. I have 630 right now. I'm not sure if I made the right investment. Just make sure you have a stop loss. Just make sure you have a stop loss. And if there's a time where you start getting more profit on that trade, like maybe CPI data is better than expected, who knows? Then, you might want to get out for maybe not a huge profit, but a profit nonetheless. Or you could hedge against it right now and open up a short with ADA. So maybe in the short term, if ADA goes down, you're walking away with some money off of a short opportunity here, and it gives you time to hold on to the ADA for a longer period of time for Bitcoin and maybe have a little bit more of a reversal, thereby pulling up ADA in the future. And hey, the Dolphin, The Dolphins 087. Hey Mike, thoughts on DCAing some money into BTC versus Bitcoin? GBTC is now at 30% discount to NAV. After approved to convert to spot Bitcoin, 40% revaluation back to NAV. One of my friends asked me a question similar to this. I think it was like 2 weeks ago now. I don't want to. I would split it. I like the thought process behind it. My thing is, I already have a lot of money in Bitcoin personally, and so does my friend. And maybe you have more money in Bitcoin than this other one right now. I would say if you want a dollar cost average, I would probably take like 25% of that, keep it as a chunk cash thing. So if the market drops more, you can buy into it, and then put maybe about 75% of what you're thinking of putting into it. Do the dollar cost averaging while building a pot of gold, so to speak, so you can buy more at a lower price, because I think, overall I do think Bitcoin's going lower here, so that's what I would say. Probably not the 75-25 you were thinking about, like maybe I'd just put 25 there and 75 Bitcoin. No, you're okay with putting that 75% in there. Just I would save a little pot of gold for when you think that the next big capitulation happens, and then you'll be able to have a better return on investment down the road, because I do think they're going to have some promising news. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be next year once Congress flips Republican, and then maybe the Senate flips Republican. It seems like Republicans are a little bit more pro-crypto right now, which is really surprising to me. I thought they may be like more old school Wall Street, but it seems like, a little bit of a flip there. So what I think is going to happen is any crypto regulation that we see going forward, any updates from the SEC, I don't think you're going to see movement really until next year, unfortunately, because right now the SEC is just being a brat with everybody, and they're being very, very arbitrary. I think it's gonna be kind of weird, especially with all the news going on right now. Everybody I know is talking about Elon and Twitter. I want to see Elon smack Twitter across the face. But there's legal challenges and stuff like that. I have no idea how law works. No idea. Not even corporate business law, contractual law. But there's just going to be a lot of scrutiny against those institutions for the next few months, probably a year or so. I don't see it happening sometime this year, but maybe next year, and that's why you'd be doing the dollar cost averaging. So I think overall, yeah, it sounds like a pretty good idea. I might just improve it by making the pot of gold, but you don't have to. You don't have to at all. I just like having a pot of gold for those exact reasons, especially when something may have the opportunity to bust out of nowhere in the future here. And hey, he says hi, everybody. Hey, Secret Fish. Oh man. Oh, make sure right here. Tesla home should boom. I I really would hope that the government can start doing contracts with helping the homeless that actually don't have a whole bunch of fraud from point A to point, like don't have the money moving everywhere and across the place. If they can just contract a major corporation to do it, I know Elon or any other like pure business guy out there, I know they'd be able to make a profit on it. Don't get me wrong, but they'd be able to do it in a way where, me as a voter, I'm okay giving my tax dollars away to somebody helping out homelessness. Right now, again, I used to live in Seattle. I've been a lot down in Portland. It's bad, right? So, I'd want to see some actual results. And it seems like right now, at least in my area, local government doesn't provide as many results. They say we need the federal government's help. We need the federal government's help. But, when you deal with a corporation, they provide results in some circumstances. Not every corporation, of course, gets results. There's like the scummy corporations that kind of mooch off of the government. But, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. See. And hey, Mr. Joker, $500 a month without the fish. I might need to start a YouTube channel. I mean, guys, I encourage you guys to start YouTube channels and kind of do whatever you guys want in terms of little passions in life and stuff like that. I never knew I was going to do this full time here. Like, I can't do YouTube without trading. You guys know that, but still, $500 a month. What am I going to do? But I enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy helping you guys make money. Over the last few days, I've given you guys a few plays as far as Bitcoin, Ethereum breakdowns, Doge breakdowns below the 20-day moving averages, and I hope you guys made some opportunities to make some money off of those. And if you guys didn't, I hope you guys at least learned something from where I was coming from and why I said the things I did about double tops, breakdowns for Ethereum, moving averages for Dogecoin. I enjoy it quite a bit. What's it here? And hey, Michael. Oh, hey. Loki just came over and gave me a little nose boop. And hey, Michael. Yeah, I gave you a wrench. Two reasons. You've been here for a while. I know you're a moderator over at Jordan's channel. And if for whatever reason you wanted to send me over a link to Jordan's Discord channel or Jordan's Twitter for me to reach out to him, you could post the link. I could click on the link and I could reach out to him in case he doesn't, or in case he doesn't know how to reach out to me. But it sounds like, I mean, he hasn't reached out to me at this point. Here, let me check my Discord very fast. Make sure I'm not going crazy. Nope, I haven't seen anything there. You know, I don't know if he actually wants my help or not right now, but I've already escalated his concerns to other people just in case. I always want to make sure the crypto community is strong. What happened to me and what's happening to him right now, it burns you down. Whenever he gets his channel back, he'll look completely normal. He'll be kind of happy in himself. But man, the stress level of losing your channel midstream is just, it's bad, right? Very, very bad. And knowing Jordan, he was probably doing something very, very exciting, right? Like he might have had a horse face on, for heaven's sakes, and then it cut off the stream. So he might have went from like, you know, so that's how fast the emotions can catch up to you on that one. Oh, probably not even crying, more to just like an emotional, what the heck is going on? I didn't know what was going on. I freaking panicked. It's a panic mode. And hey, Babyfish, happy to see you back as well, my man. Oh, what's right here? Hey, Rodriguez, excuse me. I have a trouble with my R's, as you guys know. So tomorrow we should expect SPY and Microsoft to go down even more. I would expect so, yeah. Now I'm hoping. So this is the thing. And a very simple way to put this: if the CPI data meets expectations or is worse, that gives the Federal Reserve full force to use 75 basis point hike later on this month. Okay, that's huge because that'll probably tank the market right there. Okay, if the CPI data is better than expected, only then will you see the opportunity for the market to initially have a good pump off before that happens, and you're going to see an opportunity there for the Federal Reserve to say, "Hey, we're still going 75 basis points this month, which will probably be bad for the market, as we know, but maybe next month we won't be as bad, and maybe that'll mitigate some of how bad things get over the next month, if that makes sense." But either way, I think we're probably still going to be going down, but my hope here is, if you guys know how my thought process works, the Nasdaq is kind of in the corner of my mind, or like 5%, something like that, away from the 200 weekly moving average. If this bad news just pushes us down that low, maybe then and only then we can have a really nice bounce going off into August. From August, he says we're not doing 75 basis points. We're only doing 50. And, you know, if we're really lucky, 25, probably 50. Then from there, we start boosting up again. And then maybe come September or maybe going into the holidays, things get a little bit more worse. Or maybe by the end of August, I don't know, things get a little bit worse. We don't know how long this bounce may last here. That's kind of how my thought process is working right now. It doesn't just have to do with the CPI. It's how will CPI affect rate hikes, how are rate hikes going to affect the market and all that good stuff. And, you know, what could happen? You know, this happening can affect this happening, which can affect this happening, which can affect this, which can affect this. The chain reaction that'd be involved. But thinking about like this one thing could turn into two things, but then they both branch out to four, then they both branch out to three, and, you know, so forth. My mind is kind of awkward like that. So, you know, I'm thinking of a whole bunch of different things. I think that's one of the more realistic if we have a lower rate hike, or excuse me, a lower CPI versus maybe a meets expectations or higher CPI data. Okay. Most likely, I think we're probably just going to meet expectation. I don't think we're going to be booming and breaking out anything here, like, you know, breaking the lid off of CPI numbers. At least I hope not. But if we are, you'll see me say I was wrong about that tomorrow when I'm live streaming the CPI data. I'm going to have to look up the exact time here, but you guys know I'm going to start streaming twice a day, usually for an hour each. But, you know, we'll see how that pans out here. Cobalt magnetism. Okay, that would actually be pretty nice. I'll have to look up a video on that. Maybe we could do a video about that somehow. But what do you call? You know, cars are beautiful things. I haven't had a new car in years. Even though I guess I have enough money to buy a car, I'd rather use that money to buy a house. So I'm a big proponent of buying. used cars, albeit I guess all used cars with all the bells and whistles. But what I got a Ford Fusion. Well, I got a Ford Fusion with a whole lighting system inside of it, not the outside. I'm not that type of guy, but inside of it, heated seats because I used to live in Montana, and freaking you need heated seats in your Montana. Bells and whistles, my man, bells and whistles. And hey, RJ American, why Elon over Twitter? In my opinion, it's because I think Elon still wants to buy Twitter just for maybe around like $35 or maybe even $40 instead of $54. And I would like to see him get a better deal on it. I think Elon would make Twitter a much better company, one that I would actually enjoy, a much better platform, which I would actually enjoy being on. And so, I'm just kind of rooting for Elon over Twitter. Remember, to me, Twitter is just I don't know what you call it, like a board of directors, a bunch of, grumpy people who are just making money off of a horrible product. What incentive do I really have to support Twitter here? I mean, it feels like for people that are kind of going in this type of direction with Elon, not talking about you, just from what I've seen online, it has nothing to do with Twitter. It seems like you're pro Elon or you're anti Elon. I don't think really people, for the most part, actually care about what Twitter is. I think people just care what Elon wants to do with it as far as his vision, which is make it more of an open square type of thesis. And I guess, the left says, no, this will lead to more racism, misogyny, normal stuff, right? And the right says, this means we won't get censored as much. And they're kind of talking about two totally different things. And because they're not talking about the same thing, their arguments just go like this. They just pass each other on by. But, it's, I just like Elon more than like the Twitter board. Simple as that. And I know the people that work at Twitter who own options. I mean, I'd be happy for them to make a good killing out of that. I mean, for heaven's sakes, guys, what the value of Twitter is like at $30-something right now. If I was gonna be in Twitter, I'd be happy to get paid $54 for my shares instead of 35 or whatever it's at now. Much better with that. Much better with that amount of money. But yeah, I just like Elon a lot more than like Twitter. And I want to see his vision for Twitter. Right now, if you go over to Twitter right now, explore. Alex Jones robbed, COVID-19, President Trump is a 76, Bradley Cooper. This is my For You page. I don't care about any of this stuff. Why do I care about Ivanka? Why do I care about the Justice Department? American Carnage? Why do I care? Now, Bloomberg Green. That's probably the one thing I would click on here. I don't care about any of that. The only thing I would click on right now is Bloomberg Green. The U.S. has crossed the tipping point for electric car mass adoption, right? So, cool. That's something I would read. And then going over here, now it gets into cryptocurrency. All I do on Twitter is look at cryptocurrencies, and it's trying to inject politics into me for what I assume is to make me angry and start tweeting and saying, no, Trump is good. No, Trump is bad. No, January 6th was good. No, it was bad. Whatever. I probably shouldn't have said that last part because, oh my God, I could get banned off of YouTube. But you guys get what I'm saying here, right? I don't care. And it's supposed to be a For Me page. I think Elon can fix that algorithm up, give it a little tune-up, and do some work to actually make it like a good platform. Now, for trending, I don't know. I mean, what is this? Nikki Freaky Girl and WWE. I don't really care about those. Uvalde. Looks like something's coming out later on this week for Sunday. Lugo. Nothing. Geraldo. Politics. Miggy. What's a Miggy? Oh, baseball. You heard my rant. You get my thought process. I don't want to go too into it, but like, it's trying to make me angry, and I think it's succeeding. I don't want to be stuck in a bubble, but at least make it interesting. At least make me want to go travel through Twitter to see what murky stuff is down, or what stuff is in the murky waters, right? Right now, it tries to put you in a bubble, and like a really closed off bubble, which doesn't really make much sense if you're trying to open people up to new things, thereby opening them up to new products. That way they can go help, buy new things and stuff like that to help their ad revenue people to make more money, yada, yada, yada. It just seems weird. And it's because I'm really practical, like overly practical. I don't think about causes, or I think about cold hard cash. it doesn't seem like they're doing a good job to make me as a consumer happy enough where I would want to spend more time on Twitter. Facebook's done some good stuff with their algorithm. I've noticed that they've been pushing out more videos, more stuff that's not that my friends and family, because I don't do anything. I don't, maybe I like every now and again, but a lot of fun stuff. Facebook's algorithm has massively improved, and I don't even think people have been talking about that. Facebook's going to be a strong buy coming out of this recession. Strong buy. TikTok is losing some of its steam, but it's still growing quite a bit. Instagram is dying, even though, which is kind of crazy to me. If you guys don't know, I love Instagram because I follow nature things. So this is one of so a lot of my friends got married and kind of went off to do crazy stuff this year. But I like following nature. And then, basically, I don't know if I can find a nature one. No. Nature. All of my nature posts are stuff like this now. I don't care. I want to see majestic nature. What? How is that nature? How is that nature? How? So my rant about social media, algorithms all over the social media sphere are getting freaking weirded out and abused and manipulated. They're not keeping up with all the stuff going on. I think Twitter has a good opening there. I think Facebook is doing improvement. I think TikTok is slowing down. Twitter has an avenue there. How much, I have no idea. But again, you guys can see my entire thought process of how I'm being annoyed by certain platforms and loving other platforms besides that. Sorry to go on a rant about that one, but it's clear Instagram is going downhill for me. Facebook is going back up. Twitter is going down. TikTok is just TikTok. It's a bathroom app, basically. And then there's probably one more in there that I'm forgetting. But I'm forgetting it, so it doesn't matter, right? So, you get my thought process there. I'd be interesting to hear what you guys think about how I think about these types of apps go right now, because I know some of you guys may love Instagram. I have all of my friends rave about Instagram. All my friends that are my age, Instagram is it's whatever you want to call it. For me, it's just like nature. I want to see a freaking mountain. I want to see a Bob Ross painting in real life. I don't want to see ladies in nature. I don't care. It's that type of stuff, right? Let's see. I haven't heard anything about Vulcan Forge personally stuff, but I could probably try to look into it a little bit tomorrow. What are you guys talking about here? Hey, man, have a great rest of your night, my man. Hey, Bitcoin may have an opportunity to break out here pretty soon, guys. This could be some good news. Short-term good news, but still good news here. And hey, Bideford, I dislike Twitter. Mr. Joker says with a passion. 15 to 1 of the scams. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Trust me, there's a lot of freaking bad stuff out there right now. And hey, Mr. George, I'm happy to see back Twitter's business model is janky. That it is. And hey, RJ American, I think most social media kind of sucks. Yes, but which ones suck less? I gotta have a pastime normally, because normally I don't actually spend much time on social media. I probably spend like an hour. Let's see. Let me see right here. Let me see if I can do something. No, I forgot what I was gonna say. So I got a message from somebody, and I was like, "What the heck?" No, I forgot what my train of thought was going on right there. But what do you call? What was I gonna say? Oh, I usually have audiobooks going for me. It's usually audiobooks. That's usually what I like to listen to instead of going on social media. Audiobooks, but I'm not doing audiobooks while I'm outside and stuff like that. I'm usually just watching some video, and then when I get inside, I listen to the audiobook, and I'm more relaxed. Those looked very natural, Mike. See, exactly, right? Exactly. Let's see. And hey, Mr. Joker, I agree with every social media opinion you've said. Yeah, I mean, guys, Facebook is having a turnaround. And not just because, from a financial standpoint, from a stock, they're going to do better. Now, I'm putting some faith in it right now. I'm kind of telling you guys my thought process here, because it opens me up to the potential of being wrong here in the future. But I think Facebook is going to be a very strong buy coming out of this market situation, right? Out of this recession. I think going to be just fine. Advertising will go down. They will keep on going down as far as the stock probably over the next few months. But I see them having potential because I myself have realized that, whoa, their algorithm has improved a lot. Now, is it enough to keep me on for hours and hours and hours a day? No, but I mean, nobody can do that. But you know, I have seen improvements, and they've been noticeable improvements at that. They've been finding out what I like and giving me those types of content that I like. Them telescope pictures for crazy. What about telescope pictures? Twitter is basically a social media diary. Oh gosh, yeah, I don't like diaries. I have a journal though. I used to look at replicas to see what other people say. Now I make it about 3 replicas and get bored of the bots. Yeah, the bots are bad. And hey, Miss K, have a wonderful rest of your night. Let me see over here. Anybody? Does anybody have any questions about any more coins or so? If not, I'll probably end the stream. But I want to make sure you guys, if you guys do have any questions, I can help you out. You mean Meta? Meta will probably capitalize after regulation? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Meta. I know. I'm just gonna keep on calling them Facebook. Meta is such a weird name. Elon, not Elon. Musk, not Musk. Oh jeez. What's his name? Nerd guy. What's his name? Okay, Zuckerberg. Sorry to me. The Zuckerberg is making a huge bet on the metaverse. I want to see how this plays out, but I do think it'll be interesting to see how good they do and if there's going to be any competitors in the metaverse space going forward. I think that'd be very, very interesting. And hey, Michael, let me try again. The telescope pictures were crazy. All the galaxies you can see, they are amazing. Here, remember, guys, it's my new wallpaper here. Look at this. Updates, maybe? Yeah, here it is. Hold on. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely, and you guys are only seeing half of it. Like, you guys can see my mouse right there. This is not even the halfway point of my monitor. I have one of those like really ultra wide monitors. So you guys are just seeing like less than half of the monitor screen right now. Maybe, I can do this. Do. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that. Look at all that. Right? So, does it go further than that? Oh, I guess it won't let me drag off the monitor. So it keeps on going past that too. Oh, you guys can see all the tickers and stuff, my daily check-ins. But what do you call it? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. These pictures are amazing. I want to have more of them. I want Elon to freaking hurry up and send us to Mars so we can have another base of operations to send us out here. I want to go into that nebula. I want to go see some cool stuff. I don't know. It just seems so... There's not many moments where your eyes are opened up to how insignificant you are in the world. That's one of them where you're just like, man, we are like, we are in an amazing little universe. I don't know. I mean, just imagine what other universes may look like. Not other galaxies, just freaking other universes. Imagine how wonky they may be in different dimensions and all type of crazy stuff. It really puts into perspective how wonky the whole world is, right? And have a good night, Bideford. They were supposed to have a pics of the first light on the universe or from the universe origins. Oh, I didn't see that one, but I want to see it now. And hey, Mr. Joker, dude, they put a telescope in a rocket, sent it into space, deployed it, and took space pictures from space. That is amazing. Yes, it is. I mean, I don't know how much money that cost, but man, it was worth it. It was worth it. This is absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff going out there in space right now. And hey, Mr. Judge, can look at oh wait, no, which one here? Sorry, Sivas, which one? GST? Yeah. Wow, this thing has been dumping here. This is probably something you don't really want to touch too much, in my opinion, just from looking at the chart. If you're ever going to get into this, you want to buy when you think Bitcoin's reached a bottom, and it definitely hasn't reached a bottom yet, in my opinion. But let me take a look at it here for you. Let me go over here to GST. Is this green Satoshi token? Only to see the price. 8 cents. There it is, yeah. Um, Market cap of 21 million. This is slowly this looks like this is slowly dying off here. I'd be very, very careful about buying into this personally. I wouldn't probably want to own this again until I see it, until I see Bitcoin bottom out, or at least until I see Bitcoin have a capitulation moment. And even then, it might be just a few day trade. I would probably dollar cost average if you want to get into this at all, but I would start the dollar cost average during the freaking crash whenever this happens, for Bitcoin. This one looks like it's just been grinding. Like, I don't know. Let me go to the past few months. In the last 3 months, it's fallen down 98.77%. You know, you know, it doesn't seem like it's something you really want to be in right now from what I've seen. Maybe if it's able to break above the 20-day moving averages, maybe that might give you some hope. But I'd be very, very cautious about putting any money into this, or if you put any money in it now, I wouldn't put any more money into it. I would just let it sit, hold, and let it do what it's going to do. Because by putting more money in here, you kind of already have a sunk cost because it just looks like it's going to go to zero at this point. You don't have to add into it to try to make more money. I would just put that money somewhere else. If you're looking to get into this for the first time, Bitcoin capitulation is what you're going to be looking at. Bitcoin capitulation, the only time you'd actually buy that. Well, probably best go right here. Yeah, there we are. There you go. All right. Yeah, Mr. Joker, yeah, it does not look good at all. I don't know what GST is actually used for. I've never bought it before. Yeah, no worries, Steve. Happy to help you out. I do not know the purpose, though. Have you noticed that other tokens in the same price range as Doge have been randomly pumping? A little bit. I think what's going on is there's more people thinking that we're reaching a bottom right now. I disagree with it, of course, because I think we still have to go down a little bit more. But CPI numbers could change that, I guess, for a little bit for now. I think what's going on is you guys know how I made a short the other day, and I've told you guys numerous times on the channel that some of the characteristics that I look at for potential really big coins going to boom in the future, like whether it's a year or 2 years from now, like a potential next Doge coin, next, whatever that may be. One of the characteristics in that is that I like coins to be, I like to buy coins that are under a penny because I believe they're going to have great returns in the future as long as they have lower market caps as well. Now, I think people are kind of getting on to that, and they're just kind of buying up or doing some buying the dip, so to speak, by themselves. I think eventually all the pumps that you guys are seeing right now will die back down, for any coins like Dogecoin that kind of pumping up. But, as long as they have a utility and they have a good, low market cap under 500 million, I would be happy to buy and load up on those coins or start dollar cost averaging on them right now because the market caps are just so freaking low. Now, you're probably going to have better luck if you just wait a little bit and wait for the market to go down even more, but we never truly know where the bottom of the market is, so why not start to accumulate? And that's why, dollar cost averaging, buy a little bit here, a little bit there. So at the end of the day, you still have a large amount, but you just didn't buy that large amount at one random time. You just kind of bought it out over a period of weeks or, in our cases, months. GST is the token you earn for the move to earn. Oh, that's kind of interesting right there. Steps management deadline to remove all accounts in China is scheduled for next week on July 15th. Oh, that must be what's going on. Okay, that makes sense here. That makes sense. I wish we had a little bit of a... This could have almost been a head and shoulders, like a head, a shoulder, but we had like two wonky shoulders here that didn't work out. I guess you could have said we broke the neckline, though, but didn't really do much for us, right? All right, but okay, everybody. I knew that I said this was going to be like an hour stream today, but like I told you guys, as long as we're talking, having a good time, I would love to keep on streaming with you guys. So, for the full 2 hours here. Tomorrow, you guys are going to see me early when the CPI data comes out. We'll be talking about it all. I'll have CNBC pumped up on the screen so you guys can see what they're talking about and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm going to reach out to actually Michael. If you're still watching this, Michael, reach out to me on Discord if you have the chance, or Twitter, or Instagram, whatever. No, not Instagram. I don't know how to use Instagram chat. I'm old. Reach out to me and get me Jordan's contact information, and I'll see what I can do to help him out. I've already talked to some people that I know that can help him out, but they're pretty much saying, well, okay, we'll do it, but he has to start the process here, and he hasn't started the process yet, okay? So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your night, and I will see you guys bright and early for the CPI data. I don't exactly know when it's coming out, so I'll have to do the research for you big guys, but just do the research yourself and you'll see me, or you guys will see the stream kind of like a half an hour ahead of time saying, hey, stream start here. Then you guys can kind of set a little bit of a reminder for it, okay? Again, have a great rest of your night, and